know this.
Yeah, yeah. They have a whole line of different Star Wars coolers. R2D2. I think the one that caught my eye though was the child from Mandalorian. Of course.
Mm. Is he plastered all over it or something?
The way it's designed, it looks like he's in his little floating carriage thing, and he's just sitting up in it. It's how what it looks like. It's done really nice, really well.
Yeah.
So we'll see, but yeah, those are still available. I mean, that one featuring the child is actually retails at $29.99. That particular one's just a small 4-quart cooler, and it was really cool. I love the designs. They got a lot of different designs. You need to check out their websites at igloocoolers.com. And that was just a lot of great. I had no clue they were making Star Wars coolers.
No,
So
no. Well, and for people to know, like Aaron and I put together notes, and I see he's popped in the website there for Igloo Cooler. So if you go to the website, after we record and Aaron posts the show notes, it's right there. I love it when Aaron puts those things in. It's pretty cool.
yep, it will have a link in the show notes for sure. So be on the lookout for that. In other news, uh, there was a big Lego announcement for the you collectors out there. A brand new Ultimate Collector's Edition, or UC, or I forget what they call it, UCE or whatever.
Yeah.
Ultimate Collector's model is what they're building. This time it's going to be the Rebel A-Wing is going to be out there. Gorgeous piece, looks spectacular. What did you think of this ship when you saw it, Dave?
Oh my gosh. I would love to do these, right? Like you said, the UCE Ultimate Collector's Edition, they did the Millennium Falcon. I'm trying to remember what else they've done. But looking at this and seeing it on the This Week in Star Wars, when Kristen Baver was covering it, I love it. Wish you over 1,000 pieces. It's gorgeous. A real neat A-wing pilot to put in there. I would love to get these. I love Lego. I remember you posting about the Tantive 4.
Mm-hmm.
And that set. I mean, they're all just awesome. But these Ultimate Collector's Edition ones are even more awesome. Um, you know, and again, it'd be like you and I have talked before about displaying things and the size of some of these things. But I mean, maybe when my kids move out and I've got an extra room, Star Wars room, I can start building some of these Lego sets. They're gorgeous.
Okay, okay. I don't think your wife's going to want you to move the kids out too soon, my friend.
Not yet, not yet. I can dream.
We
Oh,
all can dream. We all can dream. My
yeah.
my my oldest has told me she's not moving out until she's done with college. So,
Oh,
but
oh.
yeah.
Uh,
So, which my wife is actually fine with. She's like, I don't want her to go anywhere.
yeah. Well, I remember.
That may change after the end of the school year and summer. There's been no break, but
Yeah, I could see your wife. Okay, I've changed my mind.
yeah, exactly. Get out of here. Shoo,
Yeah,
shoo, shoo.
yeah. But
So,
all these sets, whether the big Ultimate Collector's Edition or the smaller ones, I love them. I did tons of them when Eli was little. We did a lot of different sets. We still have a lot of them. Some are in pieces. Some they're taken apart, but put them in little bins so they're kind of together. It'd be fun to go back and put a lot of that together. Thing was, when Eli was little, we build these. Nothing, not an Ultimate Collector's Edition, but we build them and play with them. So
oh yeah,
um, we had a lot of fun with them.
yeah, I can understand that. I still have literally all my Legos
Yeah, yeah.
sitting in a box in the garage right now. So,
Yeah, a lot of people do. That's how they end up, and you just kind of you can play with them, do what you want. Yeah, be creative.
exactly. So one more piece of huge news that came out this week during This Week in Star Wars with Chris and Baver, which if you're not watching that show every Thursday, 5 minutes of your time, it's worth it. It's great. She has the best Star Wars t-shirts ever. I love seeing all her constant rotation. She has not worn the same shirt twice yet. So I'm waiting. I'm watching. I'm waiting to see if we get a duplicate anytime soon.
Yeah.
And of course,
yeah.
So she does a great job just going over Star Wars news that's come out and they actually are making some great announcements and that have been broken through that show. And we got one right now we're going to talk about. They are releasing a new Star Wars: The Clone Wars anthology book, my friend.
Yes. This looks cool.
It does. I'm excited for this. It's called Star Wars: The Clone Wars Stories of Light and Dark.
Yeah.
So it's a collection of classic Clone Wars stories. Covering all of your characters, some of your favorite characters from Clone Wars. They're even developing a bonus story which delves deeper into the Night Sisters.
Oh, yes.
Dude, this is going to be awesome.
Oh, sign me up. Sign me up.
Oh, it's going to be incredible. I'm loving this thought. And it's got a whole wide range of authors working on it.
Yeah.
Including Zoraida Cordova and our regularly talked about Jason Fry.
Oh, yeah. Love him. Again, DK, let Jason Fry add the last 2 seasons on to the Clone Wars episode guide. We would love you for that.
I think that would be incredible. Yeah. So maybe that announcement will come next. We're getting an anthology book. Why not this one? So this is coming out August 25th. So just when you didn't think your books this year were getting you were going to have enough to read, they're throwing more at you. So I'm going to not be able to read. I've ordered so many books this year and that are on pre-order. I don't know when I'll get a chance to read them all.
Well, no, I know. You know that you and I are trying to get through the Rise of Skywalker novelization, which I am enjoying. And I'm reading the physical copy of that, but I have the Audible of Resistance Reborn. And I'm getting there. Last weekend on Saturday, I got quite a bit done. Besides, obviously, I watched this episode so many times, and then of course you and I start putting the show notes together. So Star Wars is keeping us busy,
and that's the way I like it.
Yeah,
that is the way I like it. It does keep us busy, but you know what? It's because we love Star Wars. I mean, that's just how it is. So throw more books at me. Bring it on. I'll find a way to get them read.
That's right.
One way or another, I will get them read.
Yeah.
So excellent. Of course, that wraps up our news. That's it. So we have a huge discussion, which I just want to get into, and I just want to rip this episode apart, because we're going to go ahead and jump in our discussion of Old Friends Not Forgotten. Old Friends Not Forgotten, the latest episode of Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the first episode of the Siege of Mandalore arc, released on February 17th, 2020, directed by Saul Ruiz, and written
by Dave Filoni?
By Dave Filoni. Okay. Incredible story. Incredible episode. I don't even know where to begin on a synopsis for this because it was just so mind-blowing from the first moment I hit play. Great episode. Ahsoka, Bo-Katan, go to the Republic, to Anakin and Obi-Wan, tell them where Maul is, ask for Republic help. So Unfortunately, Anakin and Obi-Wan cannot go because they just got summoned to Coruscant because General Grievous is attacking Coruscant, which means we are now beginning to overlap Revenge of the Sith. We are at the end. So, but because they don't want them going alone, they split the 501st and give Rex command of it and send it with Ahsoka, as Ahsoka as an quote-unquote advisor. And, of course, they go to Mandalore. They infiltrate Mandalore. Battle ensues. Ahsoka goes down into the tunnels for searching and winds up being captured by Maul.
Oh.
Incredible stinging episode. And there's so much I could have squeezed in that synopsis, which I'm leaving out. But, David, opening thoughts.
Well, like you said, there's where do you start? I wrote my initial thoughts on Saturday and Sunday, and it was interesting because I was driving home from work today, and I saw that Dan and Tom had recorded their episode on Coffee with Kenobi, and so I was listening to that, and Dan and Tom are pointing out a whole bunch of stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't even think about putting that in my initial thoughts. It's just like you said, there's so much. Everyone does want to talk about this episode, and everyone's going to pick up on different stuff. But here's a few of my thoughts that I did, after seeing it myself and starting to type on Saturday and Sunday. But first thing I thought about was there's a lot of hype for this arc, and a lot of things get hyped in this country: boxing matches, Super Bowls, you name it. And they don't live up to it. But I tell you, this first episode lived up to it. There's no question. I mean, it had the hype and it lived up to it. So I was really happy and pumped that it did. Where do I start in terms of what I loved? I wrote down simply all of it, from the green Lucasfilm logo to the silent credits, the action in the initial battle there on. I had to take a look. Urbana is the name of the planet. Incredible with Obi-Wan slicing that missile in half so it didn't kill Cody. Unbelievable. Anakin's humor up there. I jumped to Anakin seeing Ahsoka for the first time in that hologram. Again, going back to what you talked about, San Diego Comic-Con 2 years ago, and them showing that clip right there, her turning around, saying, "Hello, Master, it's been a while." I guess the feels, Rex and the 501st painting their helmets to resemble her facial markings. I put a little here. Side note: anybody remember Dave Filoni showing Ashley this artwork at Celebration Europe? I do. Ashley was crying over it. I remember watching that. That was a few years ago. I wrote down the tension. Between Ahsoka and Anakin, that I put down as gut wrenching. You want them just to be close and friends again, and they are, but their relationship's been affected. Obi-Wan trying to make the right decisions in the midst of high emotion. That was really cool to see him do that and say, I'm not going to let my emotions cloud my judgments here. Ahsoka and Rex racing to the planet surface. Love it. And that animation sequence, I wrote down, unbelievable animation. That what does Dan Brooks say in his StarWars.com article about this? That isn't peak Clone Wars. That's peak Star Wars right there. Unbelievable. I love seeing Gar Saxon and Rook Kast leading the Maul's Mandalorian Super Commandos. And then I put my last note being Maul hoping once more that Obi-Wan would be with Bo-Katan and the Night Owls, and kind of his questioning of why she's there. But I'm leading right up to where you ended as well. Those are some of, I got so much more I could talk about, but those are just some of my initial thoughts.